Hi everyone, CraftyLori here, and I'm here to give you creative inspiration. And for today's video, I am going to show you how to make this no-sew, no-knot fleece blanket for an American Girl doll or any of the other 18-inch dolls that are out there. And this is easy, it's fairly quick, and it's a minimal supplies project. So stay tuned. Some of the products I use will be in my Amazon store, and that's linked down below. And here are the list of items you will need to make your no-sew American Girl or 18-inch doll blanket. And one is a piece of fleece, and you have to use fleece because you don't need to sew fleece because it doesn't fray. And this piece is 22 inches by 20 inches. And you will need a scissors, and you will need grid paper, and this is just Christmas paper, and you can see the grids on it. You will need some strips that are 4 inches tall, and however long you need it for the blanket size. So one piece will be 22 inches, another piece will be 22 inches, and one piece will be 20 inches. So you need 3 pieces, 2 at 22 inches and 1 at 20 inches. And to hold the paper in place, you will need fabric weights or pins and an optional scissors are pinking shears. These cut a zigzag in the fabric, and I prefer these snipping spring-loaded Fiskars snipping scissors because you need these to make some holes, and I'll show you. So I'm going to start on one end, the short end of the blanket, the fabric. I'm just going to smooth this out. And this piece needs to be 20 inches long. So I'm just going to cut this to 20 inches, which would be right here. I'm going to make this go all the way across my short end, and you're only going to do one short end. You don't need to do another short end. And I'm going to use fabric weights because I find these quicker. And I am just going to lay these fabric weights on top. The grids on this paper are 1-inch squares, and your fringe is going to be 3 inches long and 1 inch wide. Now in each of the corners, make sure it's lined up at the bottom. Each of the corners I'm going to cut out a 3-inch square, and that's easy to do because you have these grid marks to use. And there is the 3-inch square, and I'm going to do this on both sides. And there's the other 3-inch square. Now I'm going to cut the fringe, and I'm going to cut these in 1-inch strips. So I'm just going to follow my grid lines up to the 3-inch mark. I'm going to do this all the way across. So you got nice neat fringe because you used the grid paper. And now I'm going to do the long side. And for this one, to make it quicker, I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to make sure it's lined up perfectly with that side. And I'm going to cut this the appropriate size. Now, if you want, you can, because like I said, you needed two 22-inch strips, but that's if you don't fold it over. If you fold it over, you only need one piece. Again, I'm going to use my fabric weights. You don't have to use fabric weights. You can use pins. And if you use pins, you would just pin it up at the top like that. Okay? And now for these corners, I'm not going to make that square. I am just going to cut the fringe all the way across. And now these two sides are done. Like I said, you don't have to fold it over. You can cut each side individually, but I chose to fold it over to make it quicker to cut, and you have your perfect fringe. Now, if you have a print on your fleece, you need to find the right side. And you can usually do that by, this is the right side, because the picture will be less fuzzy, the print. Now, to make your fringe so it gets locked in, because you don't want to, you can leave it just like this, but it looks nicer if you put your fringe through. I have my spring-loaded snipping scissors, and what I'm going to do is on each fringe, I am going to make a tiny little hole, and I do this and cover your work surface, or this is an old table so I don't have to worry about it, but I'm just gonna go across and see how it's in the middle and up a little ways. It's not right down here, it's up a little ways. So I'm going to go through and I am going to make a tiny hole. You don't want it too big on all of these fringes. And see, this is where the spring-loaded scissors comes in. And I'm going to do that on all the sides that have the fringe. And now that that's done, you're going to find those little holes and you're going to bring your fringe up and through that little hole. So you see there's a little corner of the fringe, and now I'm just going to pull it, and I'm not going to pull it crazy tight, but I'm going to pull it tight enough. And I'm going to do that on all of the fringe. And my fringe is all done. It looks nice and neat. Now here's where the pinking shears come into play, and this is optional because this is the top of the blanket, so you can fold it down so the fringes aren't in the doll's face. But just to add a little bit of flair, I like to take the pinking shears and I start up at the top. I don't cut the fringe, but I very carefully cut across the blanket, just taking off the very edge. I don't go too deep. And this just kind of adds a decorative element to the blanket. It doesn't really have a purpose. It just looks nice. Then when I get to the end, I'm going to be very careful not to cut into the fringe. There. Let's see, that leaves a nice little edge. And my blanket is finished. I'll show you what it looks like on a doll bed. Here's the blanket on a bed, and this is an Our Generation bed, and that's an American Girl doll, and it looks super cute on the bed, and it covers up all the doll, and you have that nice little top that you can flip down. This is a great no-sew project for anybody to make. If you like this easy no-sew doll blanket, leave a comment down below. And if you're new to my channel, I invite you to subscribe. All you have to do is click on my profile picture or my avatar in the upper right hand corner, and then be sure to click that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Bye.